NWA court is in full effect. Judge Dre residing. In the case of NWA versus the police department, prosecuting attorneys are.
This is an important announcement to all U.S. citizens that may encounter unnecessary trouble with the police. The worst-case scenario of police problems is police brutality. Police brutality is not uncommon in the United States. In fact, recent statistics have shown that the number of police brutality cases has reached the thousands. If you are detained, questioned, arrested, or feel you are being handled unjustly by the police, take it easy. Ask them to loosen up if possible, and do what they say for the time being. Contact any attorney immediately. Do not be scared to mention any misconducts you believe the officer or officers have committed in a court case. You have rights too. Just because they are police doesn't mean they can do whatever they like. Remember, know your rights and be safe. Stay tuned for more tips in the future.
Uh-oh, it looks like you've just been pulled over by a police officer. Here are 5 things you need to know in order to stay safe from police at a traffic stop. Number 1. Safety. The first thing you want to do is put the police officer at ease. Pull over to a safe place, turn off your ignition, stay in the car, and keep your hands on the steering wheel. At night, turn on the interior lights. Keep your license, registration, and proof of insurance close by. Number 2. Never talk to a police officer. The only questions you need to answer is your name, address, and date of birth. Instead of telling the police officer who you are, simply give him your driver's license or ID. The only information the police officer needs to know about you can be found on your driver's license, so don't volunteer any more information to the police officer. If he asks you any questions, say politely, "Sir, I'm going to remain silent," and then don't say another word. Number 3. I'm going to remain silent. The Supreme Court has made a ruling that you should never talk to a police officer without an attorney present. Keep your mouth shut. How can you be falsely accused and charged with something if you don't say anything? Remember, anything you say can and will be used against you by the police at any time. Police have put innocent people in prison just because of a couple words that were spoken to. Number 4. Just say no to searches. If a police officer didn't need your permission, he wouldn't be asking. Never give permission to a police officer to search you, your car, or your home. If a police officer does search you, and don't resist and keep saying, "Sir, I do not consent to a search." Number 5. Am I free to go? As soon as the police officer asks you a question, ask him, "Sir, am I free to go?" If he says that you are being detained or arrested, tell the police officer that, "Sir, I'm going to remain silent." Ask for a supervisor. If all else fails and you feel the police officer is abusing your rights, ask him to call his supervisor to your location. Some states don't retain this right, but it's still worth asking. Remember, if you are pulled over by the police, you still have rights as a citizen of New Jersey and the United States of America. We hope these tips will help you out if you're ever confronted by an officer of the law. For more information regarding how to deal with the police, please visit www.flexyourrights.org. Here's another tip on how to deal with the police. This time we'll be talking about car and body searches. Just because you're stopped for a traffic violation does not allow a police officer to search your car. However, if you go riding around suspiciously, the police officer smells marijuana, sees a weapon or drugs in plain view, he then has probable cause to search you and your car, and that is your own fault. You do not have to consent to a police officer when he is trying to search your vehicle or home. While you don't have to consent, bear in mind that the expectation of privacy in a car on a public road is less than the expectation of privacy in your own home. Police officers swore an oath to uphold the U.S. Constitution and not to violate your rights against unreasonable searches and seizures, aka the Fourth Amendment. Denying a police officer a request to search you or your car is not an admission of guilt, it's your American right. Some police officers might say, "If you have nothing to hide, you should allow us to search you." Say politely to the police officer, "Sir, I've been advised by an attorney to never consent to a search." The police officer is allowed to handcuff you and or detain you and even put you in his or her police car for your own safety. Don't resist or you will be arrested. There's a big difference between being detained and being arrested. Say nothing in the police car. Police will record your conversation inside the police car, so say nothing to your friend and don't talk to the police officers. If you are arrested and your car is towed, the police are allowed to take an inventory of your car. If anything found is illegal, the police will get a warrant and then search you and charge you with another crime. We hope these steps will help you out when dealing with law enforcement officers. For more information about your rights as a citizen, please visit www.flexyourrights.org.